Let's try to solve Lab 3 assignment. It's about a project class that needs minor modifications, and then we will use the class in arrays, and in the second part, we will use it in an array list. Let's first look at the class itself. The class name is project. It's a normal class, nothing exceptional in it. We have name, engineers count, labor count. We have some constants. And the constructor is very simple, project name and engineer count and labor count. We have setters and getters. We have some utility methods like get labor salaries. We multiply the number of labors with the constant. Get engineer salaries. We multiply the engineer count with the salaries. Total salaries is we call the get engineer salaries plus get labor salaries. We need to modify the toString. The question says they need the toString to show something like this. Look at it, please. So this is going to be the project name, number of engineers, number of labor, and total salaries. So we need to use, the project says we need to use string format. So let us just work on this part. I copied the expected output here. So let us first say string text is equal. I need project, the word project. I can just type project like this. But maybe if you study inheritance later, you can get the class name. If the class name does not fit your needs, don't use it. So I can say this get class.get simple name. So this word thing will give me a project word. Then I'll put a colon here. So this is the first part. Then I need to get the project name, look at it, all caps. So in this case, I need to use what? I need to use some kind of format. So here I can say text plus equal. So string dot format. And now here, let's say we need name. So percent capital S. Notice the project name is capital S. Then I have comma. Then I have a block here. Percent D for number of engineers. And here I would say engineers, another comma, another bracket, percent D for labors. And finally, what should I do here? Okay, what happened? Okay, let me just do redo quickly. Here. Yes, I was here. Labors and comma and total salaries. And total salaries is gonna be also in a bracket, but percent.2f because it's what? It is a floating point value. So that's it. There is a dot. Now let us see what we need to do here. We will call them one by one. So the project name, I would say this get project name, comma, then I need engineer count, this dot get engineer count. Here is engineer count, integer. Then I need labor count, this dot get what? Labor count. And finally, I need the total salaries. So I'll call the function total salaries. Everything is set now. And this method now needs to return text. That's it. So I believe it's right. We will test it soon. Next, they want us to, yes, here. Create a class named test1 with a main method. Tamam. Okay, create an array of projects size 3. Good. Using a loop, fill the array with instances. So let's do step by step. Let's create a class and call it test1. So here I'm going to create a class. The class name is test1. And I will change the name because I have another class with the same name. And now there is a main method. Now they want me to create an array of projects. So project array. This is it. The name of the array is projects. And what's the size? New project. The size is given to us as 3. That's it. So now I created an array of projects, empty array, and I still need to fill it. How to fill it? Let us see here. Using a loop, fill the array with the 3 project instances, input from keyboard. Yani we need to input the data from the keyboard. And print the number of engineers. Let's see what we need to print. I'll go to project. Look at project is very simple. I just need name, engineer count, and labor count. Yani if we look at it, we need a string and integers, and then we can create a new project. And that's it. So I will need a scanner. I will need a scanner to read my data and then fill the array. So first, let me create a scanner input equals new scanner. Okay. And system.in from keyboard. And make sure you import it here. Good. And now I need a loop for integer I is equal to 0, I is less than projects, which is the array dot length. Should be less than, not less than or equal. Hopefully you know why. Now inside the array, I will ask the user to input name. So sysout, let us first say here, sysout, enter name or project name. Tamam. Then I need to read the name. So I would say string name equals input dot next. Next or next line, it does not matter, but next line maybe is better now. So now I need to tell the user sysout, enter engineers count. And now I need to read an integer. So I would say ng count is equal to input dot next integer. Okay, done with this. Now I need to ask the user to input the labor count, and that's it. Enter labor count, and I now can say integer labor count is equal to input dot next integer. Now I have all of them. There is a trick to avoid the scanner problems, and the trick is you can say input dot next line without reading it. So this is yani kind of to avoid any problems when it comes to clear the buffer. So next line here. So let us see now what happens. Now after these 3 lines, the name and the engineer count and the labor count, I have all the information or all the data members of a project. Now I need to add a project to the array. Where to add it? The first project should be added to location 0, and which is the I. So in this case, I would say project I, which is project 0, is equal to new project. Next time is going to be project 1. So here I will give name, eng count, and labor count. So now the first position in the array first time is going to be what? The new project. The second position will be the next time. So we'll go inside the loop 3 times here. Once we go inside the loop 3 times, we will fill it and we will come out of the loop here at this line. Let us try here at this line to print all of them. You remember, we just did the toString. So for project, in which array? Projects, best is out what? B, and P now is gonna hopefully is gonna work now. So enter name, I think I did Lucille Towers, and 10 engineers, 200 labor. Now, okay, now we are done with the first project, and the project has been created, instantiated, and it was added to the array in location 0. Now the array is in location 1. So the name is gonna be, let us say, Msherib residence, and this is gonna be 30 engineers and 200 whatever. And the third project is gonna be okay, Waqif Hotel, and now I will say this is 20 engineers and 300 laborers. Look at the output. I believe everything is good. We did this. We filled the array now, and we get the output, total salaries and number of laborers. Everything is fine. The next part of the question, they say, print the average number of engineers in all the projects. And this is very simple, by the way. We just need to find the total of engineers. So here I would say total ENG is equal to 0. Now I'll use the same for loop, the simple for loop for project P in projects. That's it. Projects. Okay. Then I say total eng plus equal p, which is a project here, get engineer count. And now I know the total number of engineers. I need to modify this to projects because the array name is projects. خلاص. After this, I have all the number of engineers. Now I need to just divide it by the number of projects. So AVG double AVG, okay, ENG is equal to double. You know why I'm doing double? Because engineer count or total engineer is an integer. So I don't want to divide an integer by an integer. And now here I would say projects.length. So project.length means the number of what? Projects. So now finally I can say average engineers, and here just plus AVG ENG. One more time, I'll run the project, and I just forget to always to do what? Close the input. Now our code should be fine. So let's run now. Okay, enter the project name AAA, 20 engineers, 200 labor, BBB, the project name, 1040, CCC, and 3300. And now we get all the projects here printed, and the engineer count is equal to 20. I just need to add a space here, and that's it. And task 1 has been solved. We filled the array with projects, we printed them, we changed the toString of the project, and we could calculate the average value of engineers. Let's see task number 2. Task number 2, it says, create a class named test2 with a main method. That's fine. Now we need to create not an array list of projects. بسيطة. So now we will create a class here, and we will call it test2. So test2 here, and with the main method. So the main method here, good. The first task, they say create an array list of projects. So array list of what? Of project. I will call it projects. And you need always to initialize it, otherwise you cannot use it. So now here, project and open close. Of course, the red line is just to import the array list. So now we created an empty array list of projects. So we need to add some projects to it. So it's towers 1, towers 2. I'll just do it quickly. Copy paste. So here, how to add projects. Dot add. New project. So now I will say towers 1, 2400. So now I added a project. I'll just do copy paste here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. Okay. And here let us say Lucille project, and let us make it just change the numbers. 45. It has 6 or 7 projects. I don't know. So we filled it with the new projects. So what's the task now? Find and print the name of the project with the highest total salary. Again, by the way, this is one loop. For any project with labors more than 200, let's do it one by one. And you can do this using 3 loops, and you can do it using 1 or 2 loops. So let us find what they want. Listen here. They want the name of the project with the highest total salaries. So I need the name of the project. It doesn't matter what you need. You just need a project. Look at this. Project. Highest. Is this correct? Project. Highest or max is equal to projects dot get 0. يعني here I am saying أنا the first project is the project with maximum salaries. طبعا this is not true. However, I can now do a for loop for project B in projects. Now I need to do the comparison. If P dot get max, get total salaries, is greater than max dot get total salaries, then I need to do what? Swap them or switch them. Then max is equal to P. Yani max now it will reference this project, not the first one or the second one. So now after this, by the way, after this, خلاص, after this loop, what will be in max? Max will be referencing the project with the highest total salaries. It's just a simple find max loop. But the question says we need its name. Tamam. So here I can just output the name, or I can say string max name, whatever. Maybe it's a method, huh? And here I say max dot get what? Get name. That's it. So here sys out, I can print it here. Okay, project with highest salaries. And just I need to put the name here plus what? Max name. طبعا why I did this? Because you might be doing this using a function. So I need to return a string. But here I'm not doing it using a function. Let me see what happens. Project with highest salaries Lucelle, is it? Lucelle في 45 و670. خلينا نغير هذا. نعمل إيش؟ Towers 2 now should be the highest. And now Towers 2 is the highest because the highest number of. Now let's see the second one. For any project with labor more than what? 200. Okay. أي project فيه عمال أكتر من 200 قللهم, deduct means reduce it by 10%. تمام. So now, by the way, I can use the same for loop. Here, I can do this in the same for loop. I don't have to go in a new loop. If P dot get what? Get labor count is greater than what? 200. Then what to do? B dot set labor count, B dot get labor count times 0.9. If you multiply it by times 0.9, you are going to reduce it. So now let us see here. Change into labor count double. Oh, here, no, here, okay, here. ايش بيقول لي؟ add cast to integer. خلاص طيب, okay, تمام. So now this is the integer here, new integer. So now we reduce the labor count if it's greater than 200 by less than 10%. I did something wrong. تمام. يعني this is not an error. So the highest salaries is Towers 2. And by the way, the number of labors were what? The number of labors were reduced, but we did not print the new. So let us print it before and after. So finally, we're going to do print before and after. So for project P in projects, just sys out P, and that's it. And we will do this before, and we will also do it what? After. And let us see, did it work, yes or no? Let's look at the total labor. Here it was 400, now it's 360, 10% less. Here it was whatever, 670, and all of them actually more than 200. خلينا نشوف واحد ما فيه, هذا فيه 100 اللي هو Towers 4. Run. So Towers 4 كان فيه 100 and now it still has what? Only 100, and we have the highest salary. Let's see the last question. Remove the project with the lowest number of engineers from the list. تمام. To remove an object from an array list, you need to either remove it by its value or by its index. Either by its value or by its what? By index. And since we are going to remove only one, so it is like we need to know the lowest project or the lowest number of engineers project. So I go here, So let me just find the lowest number of engineers project. So here I can say project lowest ENG, and I would say project's first one as usual. Get what? Get 0. Then I go inside the loop. Inside the loop, I'll do the same thing here. I will find the project with the lowest number of what? Of engineers. So here I will ask if what? If B dot get labor count is less than lowest, lowest what? I forgot the question. Lowest number of engineers. So it's not a labor count, it's engineer count. So get what? Engineer count is less than lowest ENG dot get engineer count. Then I need to switch it, or I say now lowest, it is just the reference, is equal to B. So now after the loop, the reference lowest engineer will point to the project with the lowest value. I cannot delete it while I'm inside the loop. I need to go out because I cannot know the lowest one inside the loop. I need to finish all of them. Now I can say now projects dot remove. I can either remove by index or by reference. So now I'll say lowest ENG, and this is possible. If you know its index, you can also remove by its index. Now, after I remove it, I will also print the projects third time. Okay, so now here, it seems Lusail Towers, here we don't have all of them. One is missing, which is project 1. I think Towers 1 is missing. So let us see Towers 1 here. 20 number of engineers. Tower 5, let us see the run here. Tower 5 11, let us see. And Towers 1, which one has been removed؟ والله ما بعرف. So أنا راح أعمل إيش؟ راح أعمل Towers 1 أخلي فيه 2 engineers بس. تمام. 2 engineers لا خوف إنهم labor هدول. تمام. Let us see this. So Towers 1 has been removed from the list. Do you see this now? Now Tower 1, let us just make it 200. And Towers 5, I'll make it only 3. So Towers 5, and let me just, its name, okay. And the name, let us say, Al-Khor Tower. Tamam. Just to remember the name here, Al-Khor Tower. And this has only 3 engineers, so it should be removed from the list. Wallahi is not removed from the list, and let me see why. Actually, I can make sure here before I remove it. This is a good sys out. I can say output what? Lowest ENG. And before it, I can say here sys out. Okay. Lowest engineers. So we see which project, and it's not a bad idea to leave a space between them. So sys out now here, just empty line. I will run now. So lowest is دحيل residence 2. اوف كان في واحد اسمه 2 ما كانش في داعي على كل الهاي. وينه دحيل residence؟ how this one? I didn't see it. تمام. So now I'll make this 25. So Al-Khor Tower will be the lowest, and I believe that's it. So we are done with this